When you enter a gymnasium and the home team is playing their final regular season game, oftentimes you're treated to a tradition known simply as senior night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever been to an athletic event knows this process all too well. For MSU Billings senior guard Jeanann'S, it's a night she's anticipated since her days on the playground at Poly Drive Elementary.
This is just Jeanann. She's always smiling and having fun and just goofy. We love that about her. Oh, and this is when she played Little League Baseball. And this is with all the boys. This was her freshman year of high school, and she got in to play on the varsity at the state tournament. I have a hard time believing that we're at the end of her basketball career. This time has gone really, really quick. 22 years has just gone by in a flash, and there's a real finality to this that I don't know that I've wrapped my head around yet, but yeah, I get teary-eyed when I talk about it.
Her mom and I made the decision that we weren't going to raise a daughter that was going to be a pushover. She's accepted that and worn it and thrived with it. We're very proud of her.
I coached her sophomore year of high school and her junior year of high school, and she was the type of kid that just loved basketball, just fun-loving. A coach's dream, and a teammate's dream. She was one of those kids that would do anything to get better. She loved to play defense. The energy that Jeanann brought every single day of practice, she was just the type of kid that never had a bad day.
She is the ultimate team player. Oftentimes, those team players tend to get lost in the crowd of superstars, but not Jeanann. No matter what sport she played, she stood out.
She's that kid that, is a motivator for her teammates. She's a motivator for her coaches. She works hard all the time. She gives 100% no matter what, all the time in everything she does.
Jeanann played in all 28 games as a true freshman for the Yellow Jackets, and as a sophomore contributed to her team advancing to the Division II Elite Eight for only the second time in school history.
Senior Jeanann'S.
She's earned academic all-conference 3 straight years and capped off her senior season by setting the Yellow Jackets school record for most threes in a game, with 10. Playing college basketball was a dream of Jeanann's as far back as she can remember. But on a cold night in February of 2015, the reality of that dream seemed to vanish.
We were playing Skyview. It was like a slow motion play. She was going in for a layup and she made contact with a Skyview girl. And she hit the floor and things just went quiet.
Coach Haas talked about how he'll never forget my scream that I let out. It hits you hard because it was at that moment that, the world just stopped for me.
As much as basketball has always been her favorite sport, until it got taken away from her, she recognized that as you can't take this for granted.
That was the biggest obstacle that I've ever had to overcome in my life. And I'm very fortunate that is the hardest thing that I've had to do, but I had to completely change my mindset my junior year because I had to become a player on the sidelines.
The night of her injury, Jeanann still managed to find her way to the locker room after the game. Her upbeat, positive attitude never wavered.
Let's go!
She worked harder than ever and came back stronger than ever, playing volleyball, basketball, and softball her senior year.
As soon as they gave her permission to play without a brace, it was gone. It got in her way. Jeanann tearing her ACL her junior year really set her on a path that, had that not happened, we might not be where we are today.
Despite a full recovery, many of the coaches and colleges rescinded their scholarship offers, but not Coach Kevin Wooden and the Yellow Jackets. Coach Wooden kept his word, and because of that commitment, Jeanann found herself where she was always meant to be, playing in front of the fans that mattered most.
I look back on it now and it's like, you know, as difficult as that was, she tells us she learned a lot. She tells us she wouldn't change anything. And the fact we got to go to every one of her games this year, that just tells me it happened for a reason.
It's bittersweet. I mean, she's loved what she's been doing, and yet she's moving on, and she's leaving a whole part of her life behind her, and it'll be difficult.
What my mom has given me, I thank her a lot. And I know that she has sacrificed so much for both my brother and I. Same with my dad. It means so much to me, you know, to have him, you know, tell me that he's just proud of me and who I am, and it wouldn't be this way without either of them, and just like the commitment that they've made to me. And I mean, they've been my rock. I couldn't be more thankful that I am, you know, a great mixture of both of them, because they're who I aspire to be. The biggest thing is just like the person that it's made me and the relationships that I've been able to get from this. And so I think that I'm kind of at the point now where, you know, I don't really care if people remember if I played or if I was good. I would rather have people remember, you know, she was smiling on the court and she had fun.
As many young athletes around the country struggle with the current reality of not being able to finish their athletic careers, players like Jeanann bring us all just a little perspective. Life is not defined by the beginning nor the end. It's defined by everything in between. Jeanann could have easily been a victim of her injury. Instead, she met it at the bottom and fought her way back to the top. And she did it all with a smile. Brandon Sullivan, MTN Sports.